If he's not willing to get down on one knee for you, don't you open up two knees for him. Ooh. So you should show commitment before you get access to this mother of civilization and this queen.
Who's this man on Cam Newton's podcast? Can we have multiples of him? Like, can we have multiples of this guy who's making Cam Newton in this manosphere very uncomfortable, squirmy, just speechless? I love when I see those men in the manosphere. It's like their ego just get like... We just had Mother's Day weekend. And it's so nice to reflect and see how much we carry. And I sit here to reflect and forget to put my mic on, but I put it down. Maybe I put it here just for aesthetics. And holding myself not to spasm out. But the fact is, the truth is, I had a message that said, and I liked it, but I reflect to say, yeah, we do that all the time. Like, we carry it all the time. We do it all the time. And the fact is, we do it all the time, even when you're married. And ladies, there are a lot of married women who are single mothers. A lot of them would not admit to it. But it's okay, because I know what it comes with. You want to protect him, but is it protecting you? Is it protecting your emotions, your heart, who you are? Does it see you? The core of every human being, especially from a psychological standpoint, to be seen. You want to be seen. You want your partner to see you. If not anything more, like seen, to be loved, to be to be honored, to be respected, all the things. But to be seen, it's absent. The damage that many men are doing to women and children is appalling. He said, if only women will hold it and say no, it will make for beautiful marriages. Well, great. I get that. But the fact is, you can get with a man completely a virgin. That same girl will cheat on you, have a bunch of children all over the world. Sometimes you might not find out until their funeral that they've been sleeping around every freaking day with other women, because it's all about experiencing different hot parts. It takes freaking a minute, 2 minutes or less. In some cases, if they have ED, forget it. It's all about the experience, the boost of ego, the vampire of getting positive or negative energy, don't care, from different women. The supply, the sex, the status, selfishness, it's all about them taking that dopamine hit, not wanting to do the work at all to build family, build society, build community. Now it's like, no, don't even. You are too much of a woman. That's why you're the problem. And the thing is, there's a lot of women out there who are desperate, pick me's. They'll do anything. They will destroy marriages. They will just do it all. So how about we just all play the game? How about we just play the game? Just play the game that men play, instead of trying to act like good girls. We'll hold on the home. We do it all. Because many of us, as a collective, we do the work. We've done the work, continue to do the work. But how is that helping us when we're still having to work, go to school while working, work 2-3 jobs, come home and still do 24-hour job of the hard labor of doing the kids? And if you require work to help at home I'm helping babysit my children. I help my woman. If you're helping your woman, you do it because it's kind of that part of the love. You're doing it because you have a common sense to know that it's supposed to be done. Don't just give her a list and she gives you like, hey, can you help me with this? You'd be like, oh, so what's the number? How do we do it? So I have to go through that mental labor to tell you how to do it. Just Google, there's ChatGPT, there's blah, blah, blah. You're going to rally back to me and be like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Like weaponize incompetence completely. If you don't have weaponized incompetence at your workplace, you can figure it out with your boss, with your business, with da-da-da-da. Why is it that doing that same thing at home is such a problem? It's because you take women for granted. You don't respect women. You view women as object, a means to fucking end. So when that man is saying that, he's dropping gems, but at the same time, I beg to differ that many of us women are good girls per se, like Christian women, not out there giving up, just doing the whole thing. And you get with this man, you're doing the right things, but you think they value it, respect it, honor it? No, they don't. They shove it down your throat. They want to silence you. They want to sometimes even unalive you. And there are a lot of women who have gone down 6 feet under because of DV. And sometimes if it's not direct, it's indirect, to getting early cancer, early dementia, medical problems, mental health issues. Do you see that? So let's carry this conversation in the comment section. What are your thoughts and opinions? I will value. I want to hear it because I just came off Mother's Day weekend, and to just go and hear this, it's like gems. But at the same time, it's like, let's just play the game. Okay, bye.
If he's not willing to get down on one knee for you, don't you open up 2 knees for him. Ooh. So you should show commitment before you get access to this mother of civilization and this queen. And that if women would say no, I guarantee you there'll be a whole lot more holy matrimony and covenant connections and sacred unions going on. Sisters, I promise you, if you really knew your value, you would stop giving men discounts. Ooh. If you really knew your value, you come off that clearance rack and get back behind the glass where the real valuable stuff is at. You know, when you go to a store, the clearance rack got stuff. You got a large hanger with a medium shirt and pants don't fit this outfit and stepped on stuff a few times. But whenever you behind the glass, we was getting my wife's ring serviced, and there was a sign on there that said, we are only allowed to show you one of these in this glass at a time. And I asked him, I said, why is that? He said, because of how valuable they are, we don't want to take the risk of being distracted and somebody being able to have 2 or 3 and they take one and we don't realize that it happened. That's the same way that our women have to be. Just like the valuable ring or bracelet could only be looked at one item at a time, you should have in your mind as a woman that, look, if I'm the only one you're looking at and considering right now. And if I'm not, then, you know, I'm gonna have to move on. Best among you is he who is kindest to his wife and his mother. Those are the standards. Why those 2? Because mother is the one that brought you into the world and has you where you are. And wife is the one that's going to take you into the future even when you're gone. So these 2, my wife and mother, are the 2 that you should be judged by to see whether or not that you should be worthy of respect. And I found out accidentally on purpose that you can measure the goodness and the greatness of a man by the size of the smile of the woman in his life's face. If the woman that he's with is not happy, that's a sign that that's not a good man. If he's a good man, her smile is always going to be big on her face, because when a man is in love with a woman, her needs and wants become his goals. Anything that she wants, she's always thinking. The minister said like this, love anticipates need. So when you really love somebody, you in love with somebody as a man, you're listening to what she likes. What does she want? And you're always trying to be there to manifest it. So if you have a woman, you see a man and woman, a couple together, and she's never happy, that's a bad testimony on part of that man. If he's a good man or a great man, she gonna have a good smile.
Look at Cam's face.
I see you looking at your queen's smile right now in your head. Is she smiling at Brother Cam?
Yeah.
Talking to the wrong
She
person.
better be, you know what I'm saying?
Here's my take. Besides the fact that I said let's just play the game, just like men are playing the game, all this viral take on Nuri Muhammad, if I'm saying his name right, on Cam Newton's podcast about why men don't value women, and almost sounding like the responsibility to put on women to hold the fort on relationship and just say no and not give it up. Because as a woman, you can cover it up from head to toe and they will still cheat. You can be that good woman, taking care of the children, giving them all the children. In my culture, if they value boys, you give them a boy. If you're a girl, you cook for him, you CS him, you turn, you flip, you tootle, you do it all. Sack, you rob, you're a church woman, you're humble, you're quiet, you entertain his boyfriends, you do it all. You become demure, you become a different version of yourself so you can satisfy the marriage. You pay 50-50 of the bill. You better yourself. You lose weight. You keep your skin. You drink your water. You go to the gym. You do it all. But do it for you, ladies. Play the game. Do it for you. Be assertive. Set your boundaries. Don't do too much. Don't be a people pleaser. Don't be controlling. If they want to, let them. You see the red flags. If it's not for you, walk away. Preserve your self-worth. Center yourself. Get your money. Get your education. Take care of yourself for you. Have the number of children that you are satisfied with. Not him. If it's too much of a red flag, if it switches up and it doesn't soothe you and your needs anymore, making you sick in the head, sick in your body, walk away. Learn to walk away. Every 5 years, check. Is this certificate renewable? Just like a car. Should we renew? Should we not renew? Check with him. If not, you make that choice. I don't think I want to renew this certificate. This marriage certificate is void. It's 5 years, it's 10 years, 15 years. It's not satisfying my values. I'm losing myself in this space. I'm losing myself. I'm not being seen. I'm not being honored. It's not reciprocal. It's not a partnership. That's what you value. Not what Sarah down the street values. That's what you value. So what you value should matter, and really rallying. Zero shame and guilt about having to stay because that's what is called for you to do as a woman, because you have to, you should. And when he gets more money, when he's less stressed, when the business gets better, then we will be happy, then you will be happy. That day might never come. So that's what I suggest. And with emphasis on every 5 years, check. Is it renewable? Just like a lease on the car. Should we renew? Should we not? Do you want to renew? Do you know what you want? Do you want to? If not, then pull and say, no, I don't want to renew this lease. Let's call it, I want a different brand of a man. If they ain't doing it, don't try to change a man, but change a man. See how I said it? Okay, bye.
I feel like this is a really good topic to talk about because we have a pandemic of men that are very terrible. They're very mentally ill. They don't care about women. They only view women as objects. They don't respect women. And then they want us to be submissive. They want us to cook for them. They want us to do all these superficial things where you're not even a safe place for me. You don't even respect me as a person, let alone a woman. You put me in uncomfortable situations. You've told me outside of your mouth that you are emotionally intelligent, but you couldn't tell when you were making me uncomfortable. These men are dangerous and definitely poison in a society because most of these athletes and people in the government and people in sales, they have leadership and they're not good leaders. If somebody is not a good person, if they don't have good morals, like he said, if his woman is not happy and the women in his life are not happy, his mom and his wife, he's not a good man. He's torturing women, and there's so many men, so many countless men in all these different industries, all of these high industries that are destroying women on a daily basis. And if men don't love women and children, we will have to figure out some way to survive, because we're not enough. It doesn't matter what we do, we're not enough for these men. It's always something. It's always like in control or narcissistic, or you want to make me feel less than and try to humble me, but you're not even a good man. You're not a good person. And for you to feel as though you need to humble me,
Stroke your ego.
it's really crazy out here the way these men think. And I think it's very, very sad. And I think it's very, very pathetic. And I think it is time for men to start taking accountability for their actions, and stop blaming everybody else for what harm they've done to other women, when you could have been a man and you could have learned how to have self-control. Like, you learn how to do everything else. You want to learn how to bend somebody over backwards. You want to learn how to finesse somebody out of whatever you finessing them out of. You learn how to do everything. So, but you can't learn how to be a better man. That's where we just stop. That's a problem.
Now listen, I love seeing Cam Newton squirm around like his skin is too small because he got called out as much as the next person. But y'all have to stop passing this clip around because it doesn't mean what you think it means. Why is it always a Negro in the institutions where women are the most taken advantage of and abused who want to tell women how to protect themselves? I always hate that stupid analogy, and it's always a Negro from the Nation of Islam. Oh, you should be hidden things that are valuable or down in the mines like gold, or they're behind glass. First of all, let's discuss your stupid analogy. Glass is fragile. Glass is more fragile than diamonds or gold. So glass is not protecting anything. It is the armed security. It is the emergency call alarm button that is protecting the valuable objects in the store. So what you're saying is a self-drag. It is not up to women to protect themselves by being modest and covering themselves up and whatnot. It is up to men to protect women from the incursions of men. So if you're saying women are being taken advantage of and whatnot, that's on you. That's your fault, according to your analogy. Because where's the security? The other thing he said is, if women would say no, if women would close their legs, there'd be more holy matrimony. Right, yeah, men would marry you before they lie to you and cheat on you. Like your former leader, Elijah Muhammad. He got married in 1917 to Clara Muhammad. And then, after he had 8 children with her, he fathered at least 9 with a bunch of underage girls. See how holy matrimony and waiting for marriage and covering up from head to toe didn't do anything to give Clara a covenant commitment and a sacred union like he was talking about? Yeah, he got married before he slept with her. And then after he got married, he slept with a whole bunch of other women, using his position as the leader of the Nation of Islam to do it. Because Muhammad never denied these charges. He said these were not affairs. He was married to all these women, except his wife didn't know about any of them. It was not public knowledge. There were no marriage ceremonies. There was nothing on the books. And he lied continuously. And not to mention, the girls were underage. Here are some newspaper articles where this was all covered in detail. And 9 is only the confirmed number. Some Nation of Islam scholars put the number of extramarital children he had as high as 21. Wow. And please never forget, part of the reason Malcolm X is no longer here today is because he called out the nation's leader for the horrific things he was doing to young girls. He persuaded Evelyn X. Williams and another woman of the Nation of Islam to file paternity suits after being victimized by Elijah Muhammad. And according to this article, both women suffered extreme harassment in the nation and were forced to move when explosions occurred next to their shared living quarters. In other words, he dropped the you-know-what on them to scare them into silence, and Malcolm was later assassinated, so we know what happened there. Even Clara Muhammad, the wife of Elijah Muhammad, experienced extreme harassment when she withdrew from public life after all these allegations became public. People tried to force her. People tried to punish her for not standing by her man, despite the fact that she was far more educated than her husband and actually helped him attain the education he needed to lead the Nation of Islam. Despite the fact she went through everything he went through, including being jailed for sedition for speaking out against the war and the discrimination that happened against Black Americans. When he cheated on her in front of the whole world, She was punished by the Nation of Islam for not turning a blind eye. Listen, I love it when black men call out other black men. I love seeing Cam Newton squirming around in his seat. But I will always tell you all, religious men are the biggest grifters going, okay? They will truthfully and rightfully call out men in the world for the things that they do wrong, but it's just a scam to get you on their side. Because then they're going to do you a lot worse under the guise of religion in privacy. As far as I know, Cam Newton's children still are in the single digits. The so-called prophet had over 20 by innumerable women, okay? We can't count the number of affairs he had. And that was without the aid of social media, without the aid of technology. He had to go from woman to woman individually. He had to meet them himself. So I can't tell you what kind of damage a religious man like that could do in the 21st century. And this kind of rhetoric is coming back into popularity. Please, black women, do not fall for the sucker's game that if you were more modest, if you wore your skirt down to the floor, if you were this, if you were that, you would be treated better. If a man is going to treat you well, he's going to treat you well. He's not going to put conditions on it. Cam Newton should be called out, and religious men should also be called out, because the main men who have something to say about how women should stay covered up are themselves 304s. The first time I ever heard that, oh, diamonds should be in mines, everything precious is covered up, is under the earth, was from Muhammad Ali talking to his daughter Layla. Sir, how many times have you been married? How many children do you have? The answer to that question, Muhammad Ali was married 4 times, 9 children. Why don't you mind your damn business? Because it's not about protection, it's about control. If it were about protection, it wouldn't matter if a woman had on a skirt to the floor and a hijab or a G-string. If you're going to protect, you're going to protect. Because they love to tell black men it doesn't matter what they wear. Oh, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a hoodie or a suit. The police shouldn't be harassing you. And it's true. People's behavior should not change based on what you're wearing. But that's a rule that they only apply to themselves. They want to change it up when it comes to women. And they try to convince you it's your fault. It's on you. Oh, well, male nature is such that we get tempted. Our eyes. The Bible says if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Not cover women from head to toe. It doesn't say that. And if you want to go by the Quran, that's fine too. The strong is not the one who overcomes others with his strength, but the one who can control himself. Finally, and most importantly, I reject the idea that women's value is bound up with anything that happens to their bodies or what they do with their bodies. But if these so-called religious men really feel that, why are they not protecting these girls and young women from the incursions of the men who lead them? If you think girls are so valuable because of purity, how come you're not stopping your leaders from preying on them? That would be your job, wouldn't it? Again, the institutions where the most abuse to women and children occurs need to be quiet when it comes to what women should do because they're not protecting them. It is not up to women to stay behind the fragile glass for protection. It is up to the men to be the security guards, if that is what you believe. But it's not about that. It's about men using religion to control women. It's about dominance, not defense. Because if you cared so much, you would be out here striking out at the ones who use your holy place as a pretense to prey on women and children. But the only people you attack are the ones who pull the covers off of that behavior, like Malcolm X. May he rest in peace. I get it. We wanted to watch Cam be uncomfortable. We're all having fun. But I couldn't let the opportunity pass to say no man has your best interest at heart. No man is telling you something positive for your life. If they had something positive to say, they'd be checking other men. Because men are the ones who do the incurring. Men are the ones who are doing the attacking. Men are the ones who are doing the grooming. And men are the ones who are in dereliction of duty. Men are the ones who are not doing the protecting. It's like pregnancy. Why the devil are you talking to women about it? A woman can get pregnant once in a year. A man can impregnate somebody different every night, as proven by Elijah Muhammad. If you really cared about the issue and not about controlling women, you would go to the source. But they don't care about the issue. They care about dominating you. That's it. Like and follow for more.